To Two Chicks Tell All. It's your girl Tay Tay here.
And Cece.
And Michael S. is already here. He just said that he's here.
Nice.
Hey, good for showing up on time.
Yeah, we're finally still getting to where we're making it on time.
You get extra brownie points for showing up early. So yeah. Welcome to Two Chicks Tell All. So yeah.
Hope everybody's having a good week.
I know that it's just been a crazy week, I think, for the both of us with work.
Yeah, it's been a little hectic.
Yeah, it has been. I agree. But
I'm heading out of town Saturday, so it's like for a week. So anytime that's going on, it's like scramble. So
yeah, I'm in the process of packing up my condo because I sold it. So
yeah,
I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, I feel like. So yeah. It's kind of just nice to sit and chill out for a minute.
That's right.
All right. So I know that last week we did 2000 to 2010 for like, a little look back on what happened during that decade and what type of music happened. Well, we couldn't do like, I guess 2000 to like current because there was just way too much stuff that happened.
Yeah, so we
kind of and we split up the episode. So tonight we're going to be covering 2010 to current because kind of with like coronavirus and like all the other stuff that happened, there's just been a lot that has happened. But I think we're actually going to do like a whole episode on the coronavirus because there's a lot of interesting information that we have found with that. So we're just going to do a whole like, I guess, podcast on that specific like event. So I'm going to go ahead and just start, as always, with some music from just like some of the top 10 songs from like each year. So the top 10 songs from 2010, which is actually funny because I remember every single one of these. So that kind of makes me happy that I know every single one of these songs. Although wait, I see one on there that I don't know, but I think 1 out of 10 is pretty, or 1 out of 10 that I don't know is actually pretty good. So number 1 was Rolling in the Deep by Adele. Good song. Number 2 was Forget You by CeeLo Green, which I think it was actually called FU, but whenever they did the radio version, it was Forget You. Number 3 was Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. Probably one of my least favorite songs, but I know that a lot of people do like that song. I personally think that they've had better songs, but that's just me. Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. Only Girl in the World by Rihanna. Runaway by Kanye West featuring Pusha T. I think I remember that song, but I'm not entirely sure. Number 7 was Firework by Katy Perry. Number 8 was Tighten Up by the Black Keys. Number 9 was California Girls by Katy Perry featuring Snoop Dogg. And number 10 was S&M by Rihanna.
Yeah, I recognize most of those.
Yeah, so that's the top 10 songs from 2010, which was actually the year I graduated high school, if you want to put something into perspective. So the top 10 songs from 2011, number 1 is Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier.
Oh, yeah.
Or Gautier.
That's such a good song.
That is a very good song. Number 2 was Born This Way by Lady Gaga, which is actually funny. I wasn't a huge Lady Gaga fan whenever she first came out, but I feel like as she's been out and she's been acting and kind of like doing different things, I actually have a lot of respect for her and like her.
Yeah.
So she's actually a really good actress as well. Oh, hi, Crazy Horse. Good to see you. Number 3 was Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO. Everybody knows that song, I'm pretty sure. We Are Young by Fun. That's a good song. Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Christina Aguilera. I actually forgot that she was featured on that song. Number 6 was We Found Love by Rihanna. Number 7, Someone Like You by Adele. I was looking to see if that was on the other list, but it wasn't. It was a different Adele song. Give Me Everything by Pitbull featuring Neo, Afrojack, and Nair.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good
That
song.
is a good song. Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO. And Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. I actually really liked that song whenever it first came out. I'll be honest, but I kind of grew sick of it after a while.
I think they played the hell out of that song.
Yeah, and I think that was the issue. Is just like it was played way too much.
Yeah.
So we were all kind of like over it after a certain time. So the top 10 songs from 2012. Gangnam Style by Psy.
Oh, yeah.
That's one weird song.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Payphone by Maroon 5 featuring Wiz Khalifa. 3 was Diamonds by Rihanna. Number 4 was Live While We're Young by One Direction. Number 5 was Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars. Number 6 was Starships by Nicki Minaj. Good song. Blow Me One Last Kiss by Pink. Climax by Usher, which I don't know if I know that one. Sounds kind of kinky, but I don't know if I know that one. Thinking About You by Frank Ocean. I don't know if I know that one either.
I don't know.
And Ho Hey by the Lumineers.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, that's a pretty good song.
It's a great band.
Oh, hi, Nova. Nova says, hi, guys.
Hello.
Top 10 songs from 2013. Number 1 was Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Good song. Number 2 was Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. Number 3 was Happy by Pharrell Williams. Good song. 4 was Royals by Lorde.
Oh, yeah. I love that song.
I always forget about her for some reason.
Didn't she? I mean, she did she probably had more than one album, but I feel like it was like she had one good album, and then I just don't remember.
And then she kind of disappeared because I don't remember her coming out with another album.
I don't either.
After that. But she had a couple good songs on it, though. The Monster by Eminem and Rihanna. Mirrors by Justin Timberlake. Timber by Pitbull and Kesha. Good song. Roar by Katy Perry. Counting Stars by One Republic. And Hold On, We're Going Home by Drake, which that's a really good song, actually, too. I actually like Drake a lot. I think he's pretty good musically. Yeah. Top 10 songs from 2014. Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson. Good song. Well, Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. Number 2 was Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. That is such a cute song. Number 3 was Cheerleader by Ami. 4 is Stay With Me by Sam Smith. Number 5 is Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Number 6 is Sugar by Maroon 5. Number 7 is Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon. That's a good song too. Number 8 is All About the Bass by Meghan Trainor, which I've actually liked her other songs. I'm not really a huge fan of that specific song, to be honest. Number 9 is Seasons by Future Islands. I don't know that song.
Oh, no.
And Problem by Ariana Grande. That's a good one. The top 10 songs from 2015. Number 1 is Adele. So something that I'm noticing, I feel like Adele has made every single list so far.
Rihanna's been on there a good bit.
Yeah.
Another one. Katy Perry's
Katy Perry's been on there a bit too. Number 2 was Hotline Bling by Drake. 3 was Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd. Yeah, Cece's in there singing. 4 is All Right by Kendrick Lamar. 5 is King Kunta by Kendrick Lamar. I don't know that one. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding. 8 is Stitches by Shawn Mendes. 9 is 4 or 5 Seconds by Rihanna. And number 10 is What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading the comment. Okay. Starlight 11, I'll have to get in touch with you after I get off of here about that. All right. So, top 10 songs from 2016. Number 1 is Starboy by The Weeknd.
Oh, love that song.
Good song. One Dance by Drake. That's a good song too. Closer by Chainsmokers. That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. Heathens by 21 Pilots. Work by Rihanna.
There she is again.
Cheap Thrills by Sia or Sia, I guess is the right way to pronounce her name. Pillow Talk by Zayn. I liked that song. 24K by 24K Magic by Bruno Mars. And Human by Rang & Bone Man. I don't know that one.
Mm-mm.
All right, so the top 10 songs from 2017. Number 1 is The Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Love that song. 2 is Humble by Kendrick Lamar. 3 is Something Just Like This by the Chainsmokers. Number 4 is Despacito by Luis Fonsi. That's a good song.
Yep.
Rockstar by Post Malone. That's a good song. Number 6 is Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Number 7 is I'm the One by DJ Khaled. I don't know that one. Number 8 is Feel It Still by Portugal the Man. That's a good one. 9 is Thunder by Imagine Dragons, which that's a good one. And then What Lovers Do by Maroon 5. That's a good one too.
They've been on there a good bit too.
Yeah, I feel like they have been. So the top 10 songs from 2018 is, okay, so number 1 is Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. So I didn't like that song whenever it first came out, but I've actually grown to like that song.
Yeah.
Number 2, This Is America by Childish Gambino. I don't even know who that is. Number 3 is The Middle by Zed, Maren Morris, and Gray. That's a good song. 4 is God's Plan by Drake. 5 is Old Town Road by Lil Nas X. 6 is All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar. Don't know that song. I Like It by Cardi B, Bad Bunny, and J Balvin. That's a good one. Psycho by Post Malone. I don't know that song.
Mm-mm.
Say Something, Justin Timberlake featuring Chris Stapleton. I don't know if I know that one. And Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. So those are all good ones too. Okay, so Michael said A Star is Born is such a good movie. I actually cried at the end.
I started watching it and I don't know if I think I fell asleep. Not intentional. If I'm too tired, I just can't stay awake. I'm gonna fall asleep. And I don't think I ever really went back and watched it again, like the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it, but the music was good though.
We'll add it on our movies list that we need to watch.
Yes, for sure.
We both haven't really seen that one then.
Okay, Starlight 11 said she has to go, so I think she's new here. I haven't seen her around, but she looks like she's from another community that I'm in, so there we go. Oh, hey Chris. Chris is here too. All right. So, now we are on top 10 songs from 2019. So, Old Town Road by Lil Nas X. Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Senorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila. Is it Cabello?
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I always mess it up. Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. I Don't Care by Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber. That's a good song. Number 6 was Sucker by the Jonas Brothers. That's a good one. Number 7 is Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. Number 8 is Highest in the Room by Travis Scott. I don't know that one. Please Me by Cardi B and Bruno Mars. Sounds like a dirty song, but,
right.
but I don't know that one. And Circles by Post Malone. So that's kind of the list that I was able to get for the decade. So now just some of like the fashion trends. So what was the fashion trend in the 2010s? So the 2010s were defined by hipster fashion, athleisure, a revival of austerity era period pieces, and alternative fashions. Swag-inspired outfits, 1980s style neon streetwear, and unisex 1990s style elements influenced by grunge and skater fashions. Oh boy.
Right.
Do I remember the skater shoes?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I had like 4 different pairs of skater shoes. I remember I had like the Etnies. So put a 1 in the chat if you remember Etnies. They were like the boxiest looking shoes. I swear to God. And they had like an E on like the one side. And like the E was always like decked out in something. Well, I thought I was cool because I had a pair of Etnies that had leopard print on them. So I was digging that. So I remember the Etnies. I remember Fat Farms. Does anybody remember Fat Farms? Because I remember that I liked me some Fat Farms. And there was another shoe too. Dickies. I remember Dickies was big also. Like the jeans and like the shoes, which kind of looked like Converse, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I had a million pairs of Converses too. I was into that. So I definitely know all about that fashion. I'm trying to think. The neon streetwear, I don't know if I exactly remember what that is. Whenever I think of neon streetwear, I just think of maybe like the tube tops that were like neon pink or something like that.
Yeah.
Just very like, very in your face, if you ask me. So, how has fashion changed over the last 10 years? So over the last 10 years, it became stylish to wear sneakers instead of heels. So comfort instead of fashion.
It is really more casual now.
It is.
Think about it. Like, that's why I gave away. Well, I've been thinning out stuff, giving away stuff. And I had like 15 pair of shoes in my trunk because I was hoping this lady in one of my Pilates classes said, her daughter was a size 8. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to hook her up then. I'm going to bring shoes. Well, she didn't show up today. So I'm hoping she shows up tomorrow. But I'm like, somebody can get it. Some of that stuff is like, I don't even wear anymore.
Right. Sweatpants in place of jeans.
Oh, I still live in sweatpants.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I own a pair of sweatpants, but I definitely have like yoga pants and like workout pants that like I live in. I live in those more than jeans, I'll be honest. The only time I really wear jeans is if I'm going out. Like I'll wear like jeans or jean shorts.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm mostly a leggings or workout pants type of girl. And sporty tops rather than something more confining, which I definitely see a lot of that.
Yeah.
So supermodels like Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner, and Hailey Bieber have embraced this trend. So what was trendy in 2011? So the 2011 way, it was all about the denim, leather, and tuxedo vests. Oh, I remember those. And even better if they complemented the boho vibe we all had going on. Which whenever I think of boho vibe, I think of like reds and browns and then like the headband wrapped across like the front part of your head. That's what I think of whenever I think of boho. So this was a surefire way to spice up your maxi or fit and flare dress. So the 2021 way, this time around, go the comfortable route with a sweater vest. Makes sense. So what was the style in 2012? Peplum pieces. I don't even know what that is. We're about to find out, though. Figure flattering and festive without being costumey. The peplum look became a new standard for evening events and some daytime occasions as well. Narrow pencil skirts and skinny pants looked fresh again with the new detail in the mix.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of understand that.
Oh, yeah.
now.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff I was wearing because I was in a professional office having a
Yeah. Right. So what was fashion like in 2013? Racy cutouts. So as the little sister to the sheer panel, racy cutouts also made frequent appearances on the Fashion Week runways and red carpet. Luckily, this look was slightly easier to translate to everyday life with a discreet peekaboo detail at the bodice or keyhole back, which I remember some of that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
I remember like the shirts that had like the backs cut out.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of that. So what did people wear in 2014? With mixed prints taking over the streets and the red carpet, the motto for 2014 may as well have been go bold or go home. Stars effortlessly, I cannot talk. Stars effortlessly combined plaids, florals, and the like for a dazzling effect via a top themed with pants, shorts, or a flirty skirt. So what did people wear in 2015? So they wore charcoals, browns, and camels. So blame it on the minimalists, but there was a reason why you saw so many long gray sweater dresses that year.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the sweater dresses.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think I still have a few of those somewhere. So how did people dress in 2017? Which I wasn't able to find 2016, but I found 2017. So from jeans that snap off to turn into shorts to all-in-one legging shoes. Okay. I don't even know. I've never even seen that in my entire life. From sweatshirts so cropped, they're basically just sleeves, to the high fashion return of Crocs. We've truly seen it all year. Oh, yeah. I remember the Crocs. Yeah. I actually had a pair of those back in the day. I'm not going to lie. So I just found what are some fall trends for this year, in case anybody was wondering. So the olive green bomber jacket. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Gold tube hoop earrings. I like those. Gold paperclip chain necklace. That sounds really tacky.
Right.
Denim maxi skirts. The denim blazer. All things metallic. Leather and Mary Janes.
Huh.
Which, what are Mary Janes? I don't know if I know what that is. I know it's a type of shoe, isn't it?
Yeah, and they kind of have like, it's a closed-toe shoe, and then I think it has a little strap over the top, like where it will come across your foot, and they have a little heel to them.
Oh, okay. I know what that is.
Yeah.
So another trend that is big in
like Minnie Mouse wore them, I think.
Oh.
Shoes
Oh yeah, now I know. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. So in 2023, leggings are appropriate in some office settings.
Oh yeah.
If your company still leans more formal, style your favorite black pair with an oversized button down and heels. So there you go, in case anybody was wondering.
Right.
So Crazy Horse said that was a little girl's shoe style. And then Nova said cross strap, low heel shoe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about. So another trend in 2023 is sheer clothing, which I feel like I don't really need to explain what that is.
See through that bad boy.
Yes, everything is see-through, I feel like nowadays. It's kind of a little bit bizarre to me.
Yeah, no, I don't think I want all my shit showing like
that. No, gotta leave something to the imagination.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of what I have for music and the fashion trends. So I think Cece is gonna touch with some of the events.
This is just like kind of events and some of the main things that happen within that span.
Yes.
And so in this, I don't have, I mean, this is, I didn't write down, some I have like the exact year, but some of this is just basically within that 10-year, or I should say 13-year period. So there was a magnitude 8.8 earthquake in Chile that was recorded to be like one of the strongest ones in history. The Deepwater Horizon drilling rig exploded. And I remember that. I think they made a movie based off of that.
I think they did. Was it The Day After Tomorrow?
No. I think it had I can see him now. Matt Damon, I think, was in it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I can't think of what that is off the top of my head.
But yeah, I do remember there being a movie about that.
I'm gonna Google that shit real quick.
Check to see, because now I'm curious if it was him or not. This is kind of a funny story. So this guy, his name was Edward Snowden. He became like internationally famous for leaking classified NSA wiretapping information. And I could tell you a funny story about this. So I was working for this lawyer, and it was like real estate closings that we did. And so I would have to go in there and sit in the closings with them, and act as a notary and a witness to a bunch of the documents and stuff. And there was this one form that they had to sign, and it was like this privacy statement. And basically it was
I think it was Stillwater is what the movie was called.
Yeah. So I'm having to sit in every closing, and every time he would get to that privacy form, he would say, okay, you're signing this form stating, nobody gives out your private information. And he would go, unless you're Edward Snowden. And I was like, and it got to be old because he said it every single time. Like that they got in that form in the closing. I was like, oh, here we go. And that's like, I don't know what he's going to say again.
Okay, so Michael S. said it was Mark Wahlberg, and it was called Deepwater Horizon.
Oh, so they basically named the movie after what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark.
Gotcha.
I knew I could kind of see like it was, how they kind of are somewhat not resemble each other. Yeah, I could see it. I was like, come on, who are you? So, okay, here we go. NASA Curiosity rover landed on the surface of Mars.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then Juno spacecraft landed on Jupiter. And
I remember that
sending back stuff. And they actually found water on Mars within that decade too. That was another thing I discovered. So 2017, Donald Trump was sworn in as the 45th president of the United States. And within that same year, there was 2.9 million people attended this Women's March in opposition of the inauguration of him, making it like the single biggest protest in U.S. history.
I believe it.
Yeah. And a lot of like really bad, looking over all those decades, there were a lot of really bad like tornadoes and earthquakes and stuff. And there was a bad tornado outbreak and severe like thunderstorms that crossed over like the whole United States and killed 43 people. So, there were a bunch of other like obviously bad things like that. The 29-year-old Omar Mateen was shot and killed, and 49 people were wounded. He was the guy that went in and did this mass shooting at a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida, named Pulse. But yeah, that was like horrific. I remember seeing the news reports and stuff, and all those people just like, it was really bad. So Osama bin Laden was shot and killed dead by the Navy SEALs in Pakistan. Within that was in 2011. And also in 2011, the world population reaches like 7 billion people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Holy moly.
Let's see what it is now.
I know, right?
So the Iraq War ends that same year, 2011. The space shuttle program is officially ended. And then in that same year, in October, Hurricane Sandy causes $70 million in damage and kills 233 people. That was like a really, really bad storm.
It was.
I remember seeing, the news reports and stuff, and they started releasing all these images, just like with any bad storm, and the tornadoes and all that kind of stuff. It's it's bad when you see those images. And we had Hugo in South Carolina hit like in, what was it, 80? I think that was in 89 or something like that.
I think so.
88 or 89 or something when that came through. So 2012 was when the first little prince or royal Prince George was born.
Oh my God, he was so cute.
Yeah. Still cute. And what's funny
he still is
his other younger brother, George, and that is, I mean, not George, Edward, in that, I don't remember now.
Yeah.
But his younger brother, like when they showed baby pictures of him when he was born, he looked a lot like how George looked when he was a baby. And they still kind of favor each other a little bit.
Yeah.
At least they're better looking than they didn't pick up like the grandpa genes and look like, oh my gosh, right? Sorry, Prince Charles, he just is not. Whew. Okay, Camilla, you can have him.
Right.
So Nelson Mandela dies in that year as well. A lot of mass shootings and stuff happen in that span of time, and too many to name, but
yeah.
And then shootings of like this happened in 2012. Was that Michael Brown? He was a African American teenager who was shot and killed by police, and that led to like a lot of violent unrest in Ferguson, Missouri. And then another, like the death of African American Freddie Gray happened, and that also had another bad police violent unrest and everything, and that happened like in Baltimore, Maryland. So in 2014, the worst Ebola epidemic in record history occurred in West Africa, infecting nearly 30,000 people and resulting in the deaths of 11,000 people. So that was like pretty major. A lot of damn people.
I'll say so.
There was a series of like earthquakes in the Himalayas. That killed over 10,000 people, which is a lot of people for an earthquake. Liquid water that I think I said earlier was found on Mars. This is an interesting fact because you heard a lot about hearing about China and how they only let you would have one kid.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. And in 2015, they actually announced the end of that child policy, which had been in place like 35 years.
Dang.
So, I mean, that's like crazy. Like,
that is crazy.
Imagine like you sit there and you're thinking you want to plan this big family, and then it's like, nope, your government, your person says, nope, you can't do that.
Right.
Can't have any more than one kid. But talk about keeping the population.
I feel like that's illegal, like in some way, isn't it?
You would think. I mean,
because I feel like that's like a my body, my decision type of
right,
thing.
Yeah, you definitely think.
Sorry, that's a whole nother issue for another
right.
day.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
but I feel like that would kind of break that law.
Yeah. So 2015, the Supreme Court determined that same-sex couples have a constitutional right to marry. So that was like a big major thing, definitely, that happened. Excuse me, I had to burp. The Charleston shooting happened that same year, and that was where that kid went into the Emmanuel United Prayer People Church in downtown Charleston and killed like 12 people or something like that, or 9, and wounded the other ones, or but that was horrific. I mean, what was so wild though is you could tell how good of people those people were because they actually like did forgive that kid for doing it, who's I know he had his trial and he did get convicted, but I don't think he got the death penalty. I think he's just like in prison for life. But they were all like forgiving him and everything, which says a lot for them.
Right.
So let's see. Another shooting happens again, like mass shooting, killing like 24 kids in a little elementary school. Like, it's just awful, all the little shootings that happen with the...
So depressing.
Right, yeah.
What has been happening.
Yep. So Chicago Cubs wins the first World Series for the first time since 1908, ending what was called like the curse of the Billy Goat, which I guess is something to do with the fact that they never could win or went on that long not winning.
Yeah.
So let's see what else we have interesting. The United States troops finally withdraw from Afghanistan after 15 years. They finally pulled them boys out. There was a Doohaka attack that killed 29 people. Another earthquake in southern Taiwan that killed like 8,000 people. TikTok was finally launched.
Wasn't the world supposed to end at one point too?
That was in wasn't it 2020, I think,
or something like that. I just know that the world was supposed to end 1 year in May. I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is something that happened within that decade. President Trump, this was kind of funny, signed Space Policy Directive 1 mandating NASA to send humans to the moon and Mars. So that's when a little program was invented.
Right.
So yeah, I shouldn't say this because I didn't do too much of my good research this time as I did last time. Because I'm sure there was a lot more, like I said, important things that happened.
I know. I'm trying to think of what I can remember.
Well, we know, like we were talking about earlier, and do the whole episode. Podcast on Corona.
Yeah, because I feel like we could do a whole episode on that. Because I feel like that's going to be something that's going to be in like the history books.
Right.
From like here on out, and people like aren't going to believe that actually was a thing.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard for people to believe that, but it really did happen.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean,
it really did happen.
Everything just kind of shut down, and it was like the world was just like, okay, we're going to stop for a while.
Right.
And, so it was crazy. Can't go out of your house, can't do anything, can't go anywhere. And a lot of people fell into really bad stages of depression. That's the thing to be interesting to look up and see like what the depression rate was within that time period, if there was an obvious, which there should be, increase in people that would report being depressed as opposed to like before the pandemic.
Right. Oh yeah, bye Michael. Have a good night. Sleep good. He said he has to be up at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how that is.
But yeah, so we might just go ahead and do that as our next one because
while it's fresh.
Yeah, and I am going to be out of town next week. So we probably won't do it then until that following week, but that might be a really busy week too. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We might be on a little week or two break.
I don't know, unless y'all want Tay-Tay to come on in and do a single episode.
Oh, sure, you have at it, girl.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could think of something to talk about with y'all and shoot the shit about with y'all. I'm sure that there's something. So yeah, I think that's kind of all that we have. We did cover a lot, actually.
Yeah.
For what this past decade has entailed, which actually a lot, if you look at it realistically, has happened. So we've had a lot like politically, we've had a lot socially, we've had a lot of violence. There was a lot of violence, it seemed like.
Yeah, like I said, the shootings and stuff are insane.
Yeah. So let's just hope next decade's better.
Right, yeah.
For sure. Especially
right.
for the good of the new generation. Let's hope that this upcoming decade is better.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about all we have. I don't know. Is there anything else you would like to add?
I think that's it.
Yeah, me too.
Been a little exhausting week already. It's only Tuesday.
It has. I know, right? It definitely has been.
We'll be more upbeat next time, we promise.
Right. So yeah, I think that's about it. So as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from y'all. Don't forget to send us an email, 2chickstellall@gmail.com. I might come in next week with an episode. I will definitely let you guys know if I'm going to come in on air. Sure. Yeah, if I'm going to come on air, I'll let you guys know because I know that I've been kind of busy with this whole like closing on my condo situation. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I think I can take an hour out to bullshit with you guys. All right. So it's your girl Tay Tay signing off.
And Cece.
And we hope y'all have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.